Liu Zhiqin joins us now from Beijing. He's a senior fellow at Chongyang Institute for Financial Studies at Renmin University. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
You know, trade dominated the G20 ministers' meeting so far. The U.S. calling for fair trade and less global free trade. What is your take on it?
I think, as we know that from the information, the Treasury Secretary also in Berlin met Mr. Schauber in Germany, that they said that they will not have any trade war against any other countries. And also, we find that the meeting place in Baden-Baden is so famous for spring, for relaxing, that is not a good place for confrontation. So I find this financial ministers will find a good solution to solve all these disputes and problems there. We find that the G20 financial ministers, they have bigger challenge there to find a new agreement how to promote the economic development in open and fair conditions. This is very important for all countries, especially for China. So China is a responsible country in the world. Also, we have well managed the currency of renminbi, and also the value of renminbi is very stable to support the world economy. So in the face of the United States, the dollar rate hike, but China's renminbi yuan is very stable. That is a good news and a position for all over the world, that to keep the growth in a stable and a safe way.
That being said, U.S. and Chinese officials are expected to meet on the sidelines of this meeting to talk trade. How important are these communications with Rex Tillerson arriving in China this weekend and ahead of a likely meeting between President Xi and President Trump next month?
Yes, we find that Ms. Merkel is now in White House to meet Trump. And the next month, I think Ms. Xi Jinping will have another meeting with Trump. I think Ms. Trump now is well prepared to meet the major leaders of the world. So we hope that the meeting with Merkel, they can find a good solution. They can communicate with each other to find out the common interest of the world countries. Especially China is the most important trade partner for America. So Ms. Trump has to learn how to deal with the Chinese interests. And Mr. Xi Jinping also will have some good suggestions and proposals to America how to deal with all these disputes among the two countries. We believe that all the disputes in the financial sectors, all those trading, supplies problems can be found a very good and a positive solution for both countries. So Mr. Xi Jinping's visit is a good fortune for two countries. We find a good future for the two nations and the development in the future.
We have about 30 seconds left. You mentioned Angela Merkel. Chinese President Xi Jinping spoke to Germany's chancellor before she met with Donald Trump. What is China hoping to accomplish?
I think Ms. Merkel from Germany also, there has a bigger pressure from America because of the so-called currency manipulator. And also China is also will be labeled by Ms. Trump about currency manipulator. This is not fair, it's not true. So I think that both countries, the leaders will have to persuade American government and officials to believe the facts that these countries are very responsible for the world economy, especially with the currency monetary policy are very coordinated with the World Bank, with the IMF, so in recent times. So we believe that Ms. Merkel also will have a good and positive proposal to American to support the recovery of American economy, especially also for China. For China's goal or interest is also to help the American to get rid of the difficulties at the moment, because we know that the American is good and China will be also good. That will benefit for all over the world. So China will try best to support the American, the recovery in economy, and also will support Germany and the whole European countries to recover in a smooth and positive way.
All right, Liu Zhiqin, thank you so much for joining us from Beijing.